In this Knowledge Forum tutorial video, I'll be showing you how to do two of the most basic activities on Knowledge Forum, and that is to create a contribution and to create a build-on contribution. So this interface that we're looking at here is what we call a Knowledge Forum view. So it's comprised of this big white discussion space where we'll be contributing our ideas and our contributions, and also this main toolbar up on the left-hand side. So to create a contribution, you're going to scroll over the pen that's at the very top of the toolbar, and you'll click. And what you'll have open up here is a Knowledge Forum note. Now you'll notice that there's quite a few features on this note, and we're not going to go over all of them in this tutorial. What I'm going to show you now is just a few of the most basic features that you're going to need to get going. Okay. So what we have over here on the bottom right is the text editor. This is where we're going to be doing, we're writing our actual note. And on the left-hand side here is actually a really important feature of Knowledge Forum, and that is the knowledge building scaffolds. So these Knowledge Forum scaffolds are actually really important. They represent really critical dialogue moves that are necessary to sustain a conversation that's about developing ideas, as opposed to, say, simply sharing ideas or information. So in order to use one of these scaffolds, you just scroll over the one that you'd like to use and click, and it will show up in the text editor here, and then you can just start typing your note. So I'll just ask a basic question here. I need to understand why leaves change color in the fall. Okay. Now this is a pretty short note, it's just one sentence, but notes can really be as long as you need them to be. There is no limit. You can upload images into notes, you can upload videos right in the body of the note, you can link to different websites, and all of this I'll show you in a different tutorial. But all this to say, you have no limit on the length of your note. And because of this, it's really important that students learn to title their notes appropriately. When it's shorter, I might just reiterate, say, this question in my title. But when you do have a longer note, it's important to not only have a title that synthesizes what's in the note, but also signals to the community that this is an interesting idea or an important question that they might want to read. Because as we'll see in a couple seconds when we contribute this note, the title is all that shows up on the view. Okay? So what I'm going to do now, to write my title, I'll just put my cursor up in this bar right here. New note is just a default title that's in there, but I'm going to write right over it, and I'll just reiterate my question. Why do leaves change color? Okay, and I'll put a question mark, and then I'll click contribute over here on the bottom right. Now I can see two things happened. One, I can see that the note was put up on the view, and it's also giving me the option here to continue editing if I want to add something, or if I notice that I made a mistake and I want to correct it, or I can finish editing. So I'm just going to click finish editing, and there's my note. Now you'll notice as well that I can click and drag this note anywhere on the view that I want it to be. Now this is a really important feature of Knowledge Forum, and it's one thing that makes it unique to a lot of the discussion forums that we're used to using. For example, on Twitter or Facebook or other learning management systems, there's discussion forums, but they take the form of a linear discussion thread, which can be really great and really useful, but doesn't lend itself as easily to idea development. Because if you make a contribution in a threaded forum, they can often get hidden really quickly if other contributions pile up on top of it. They're kind of locked into that linear chronological structure. With Knowledge Forum, there's this visual interface and this ability to move notes around, to always go back and be able to edit them, to copy and paste them in different places, to restructure them and reorganize them so that you're constantly playing with these ideas. And also in this visual interface, they're available and apparent to the community throughout the entire inquiry, so that a question that's posed at the beginning of the inquiry is still as available and accessible 2 months in or 2 weeks in as any other idea. Okay. So we've just made our individual contribution, and now we're going to make what is called a build-on contribution. So a build-on contribution is a move that I make when I want to build onto somebody's idea, respond to someone's question, or add to somebody's theory. So if I were a community member and I came onto this, this community space and I clicked on this note here, why do leaves change color? And when I open it up, I notice that the interface looks a little bit different here, and that's just because I'm reading this note. I don't have access to all of those editing tools, so it's a nice clean interface here. So if I open this note and I wanted to respond to this question that was posted by one of my peers, I can simply go down to the bottom right here and I can click build on. And when I do that, a new note opens up for me to write in, and I can respond to this question. I'm going to use the scaffold my theory because in the window, and the temperature. Okay, so this is my sort of initial first level theory here, and I'm going to title this. Okay, and then I'm going to contribute this note. I don't want to change or edit anything, so I'm going to say finish editing. I'll close this original note. And now we can see here that I've created a build on contribution. And I know it's a build on, of course, because of this arrow that's directly linking it to this initial idea. Okay. So I can also move this build on note wherever I like. If I want to move them as a set, I can just right click and scroll over these notes, and I can move them as a group here. Okay, and in this way we can really see the development of a conversation as it unfolds. We can see the development of an idea, we can see theories being developed, we can see where evidence and authoritative sources are being integrated. And often when students post their notes, they really get a sense of excitement when someone is building onto their ideas, and when they can see their ideas in a web of other people's ideas and questions. And so we really do have that excitement and that interplay when students are able to go on to the Knowledge Forum and see that people are interacting with what they're saying and with their ideas, and that people are taking their ideas and developing them in different ways, and that really they're open to contributing to other people's ideas as well.